Another big company has decided to share in the bounty that they have received from the Donald Trump tax cuts. Now, Hostess brand, according to The Hill, announced that it will give workers one-time bonuses of $1,250 and 1 year of free snacks as a result of the GOP tax legislation. Wow, look at that. Now, they said that workers will receive the monetary bonus in the form of $750 in cash and a $500 contribution to their 401k plans, which, by the way, that is dependent on the stock market. So if the stock market takes a crap, well, then there goes your 401k. Now, Hostess Executive Chairman C. Dean Metropolis told Bloomberg in a statement that the changes to the tax plan have allowed the company to alter its benefit structure. They said the company's management and board take great pleasure in sharing the company's success with our employees. Okay, so we have seen this before, right? So Carrier, Walmart, AT&T, Comcast, and others, they are giving out bonuses. Wonderful. Now, they're claiming that their benevolence is the result of the gigantic tax cuts that will trickle down to their workers. Oh, see, we got these tax cuts, and now we can finally afford to give our workers a raise. Actually, we're not giving them a raise, but we're going to give them a bonus. Okay, but here, in many cases, unfortunately, these bonuses were given as a way to cover up the fact that they were actually laying people off. Again, Carrier is definitely guilty of that. AT&T, Comcast, Walmart, Sam's Club, all that, laying thousands, in some cases thousands of people off. But hey, we gave you a bonus. The people that are still there, and only if you were there about 20 years. In the case of Walmart. Now, to be fair, Hostess is fortunately not doing that. They're done laying people off. It's because they had already laid people off back in 2012. See, Hostess has had some issues. They actually went through a bankruptcy. So I'm going to read you an article here from the New York Times. The company had filed for bankruptcy under the private equity firm Ripplewood Holdings. Months later, with Ripplewood having lost control of the company's creditors and the company's creditors in charge, Hostess was shut down and its workers were sent home for good. So all these people, about 8,000 in total, lost their jobs. Now, that's not the end of the story. Well, it turns out private equity firms decided, we're going to go and we're going to save parts of Hostess. We're going to save the Twinkies. We're going to come in, we're going to buy up some of these properties, buy up the name, and go and restructure the company. Now, this is investment firm Apollo Global Management and Metropolis and Company, which spent about $186 million in cash to buy some of Hostess's snack cake bakeries and brands early 2013. Less than 4 years later, they sold the company in a deal that valued Hostess at a whopping $2.3 billion. You spend $186 million, you get back $2.3 billion. That is a return on investment of about 13 times. Damn. So look at that. Now, let's take a look at how much of that money the CEOs have received, right? Now, the top executives at 6 publicly traded private equity firms, right? These are just the equity firms, on average, made about $211 million back in 2015. Now, Leon Black, founder of Apollo, made exactly that in 2015. So, again, they bought a company for $186 million, and the CEO itself got $200 million after turning the company around. Now, of course, unfortunately, part of that turnaround involved what they call downsizing. The new Hostess employs only about a total of 1,200 people. That is a fraction of the roughly 8,000 workers who lost their job at Hostess snack cake businesses during the bankruptcy. Now, some Hostess employees, they did get their jobs back, only to lose them again. Now, under Apollo and Metropolis, for example, Hostess shut down one of the plants they reopened in Illinois, costing a total of 415 jobs. So, when companies do that, they come in, these venture capitalist companies, private equity firms come in, And this reminds me of Bain Capital. What would they do? Well, they would go in, they would buy up the company cheap, and then they would sell off assets, and then they would fire people. And that's exactly what happened. And in addition, they would pocket the money. So the heads of these private equity firms now make on average 10 times more than the heads of some of the bigger banks. So they're making tons and tons of money. And of course, that's hundreds of times more than their workers actually make. So it's important that I tell you that so that you know the context. So they give these workers bonuses now. There's 1,200 workers, and it's a $1,250 bonus, right? So that adds up to a total of, drumroll please, $1.5 million. They are a billion-dollar company. They're worth at least $2.3 billion. So how much was executive compensation for this company in 2016? It was a total of $64 million. So, you know who got most of that? Surprisingly, not the CEO of Hostess, but it's actually the executive of Metropolis. That is C. Dean Metropolis, right? He received $61 million in 2016 of executive compensation. Hey, but look, we gave a one-time bonus. That bonus is merely change in the pockets of the true owners of this company, the private equity firms. Look, if you keep wondering why I bring up these bonuses and why I say that's not enough, why I keep complaining about them, it's because these bonuses are literally peanuts for the executives. These are people giving them, like these executives are throwing them crumbs. And these tax cuts, by the way, are saving these same executives billions of dollars. And again, the one-time bonuses, they're not doing anything to offset the damage that these tax cuts will actually have on the American people. For example, they removed the individual mandate. So what will happen? Insurance premiums will go up. If there's less people in the market, you will end up paying higher premiums for the insurance that you pay. Even your companies are no longer contributing as much to healthcare plans as the employee. You are sharing more of that cost. You are paying more of that cost. So again, that one-time bonus doesn't really help you. In fact, most of that bonus will likely be eaten by rising premiums. And all while that happens, government services will disappear, and of course the price of things will continue to rise. And yes, while that bonus might look nice, a wage increase would actually be far more beneficial to the workers because it's actually a more effective way to share the gains of the company. Now, that will cost the company more, obviously, if you're paying the employees more. So like, we'll go with the one-time bonus and, basically for PR purposes and claim that the tax cuts are wonderful. But instead of course, raising wages, again, they do this bonus and they decide, hey, let's also throw in a free box of snack cakes. Enjoy. Again, they're literally throwing crumbs from the table, right? These companies, like I said, they'll save billions of dollars in taxes. And of course, they want to give you that bonus that's not even equal to 1 month's rent in many places and a box of snack cakes. This is the literal definition of let them eat cake, or in this case, a Twinkie, which may or may not be cake. I don't really honestly know what it is. But now, of course, there's a lot of right-wingers out there that are going to think, no, what are you talking about? This is awesome. We love that they're giving out these bonuses. Yay, corporations. They're trickling down, just like they said. But wait, there's a recent poll that said that only 2% of people feel like they've received any sort of benefit from these tax cuts in the form of, again, bonuses and raises. So no matter how many crumbs they throw at you, I remind you that it shouldn't distract you from the fact that most of the gains from these tax cuts go to the very, very rich. So whenever you see one of these articles that are out there about, oh, such and such gave another one-time bonus, that means the tax cuts must be great. Don't fall for it. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.